Hi, I'm Joe Scruggs, and you're watching a podcast where nostalgia comes alive. It's Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. Roll it!
Welcome to Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, the podcast where nostalgia comes alive. Since July of 2021, Jake and his friends have interviewed professionals in the worlds of acting, directing, writing, puppeteering, and many more. Who will they be chatting with in this week's interview? Find out in this Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show episode.
Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, where nostalgia comes alive. I'm your host, Jake Deffinbaugh, and as always, our co-hosts, Chris Bixby and Matt Bingel. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Doing good. How you doing, Jakey?
That's great to hear. I'm doing great, as always. Matt, what do we have for today?
First off, again, welcome to everybody to Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. Glad you're with us. Today's guests, we are really excited to have them. For the first time in a while, we have two guests on an episode. Yay, isn't that wonderful? Our guests today have been composers for Sesame Street for a number of years. In fact, more than a decade of wonderful songs and wonderful music for Sesame Street, among many other projects, including their own. Here they are, JP and Kat Rende. How you two doing? Welcome.
Doing good.
Hi.
It's great to be here.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So to kick this off, we know who you are, and I kind of introduced the both of you, but in your own words, would you care to introduce yourselves a little bit?
Sure. My name is Kat Rende. I'm a composer, a producer, and a singer. And you?
Oh, you don't know me? JP Rende, Kat and I, we are the owners of Earworm Music, and we are composers, producers, songwriters. All things music over here.
Nice.
Awesome. What was your background like, and how did you grow up?
Well, for me personally, I grew up as a nerdy, want-to-be artist. And when I finally got into when I finally realized how exciting jingles were, I got very into it. And I was also into like jazz choirs and all different kinds of things, theater. And but JP and I met when we were in college. JP was in for studio composition and production, and I was in for jazz and then production and studio composition. And we have been together ever since.
Yep. Growing up, I was in a bunch of punk bands and, was really into that kind of scene. And then once I got to college, I just wanted to be a songwriter producer, wanted to work on top 40 music and basically be like Max Martin, who's like our hero.
Nice. So speaking of your punk band, what was it like doing that?
Oh, I loved it. I grew up loving like the pop punk of like the West Coast. So I really loved obviously Green Day and Offspring, but even like the Queers and Screeching Weasel, NoFX, Pennywise. So I really loved that stuff. And in the late 90s, early 2000s, garage bands were still a thing. Like, it's amazing kids, they just don't do it anymore, but it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Different kind of garage band now.
Yes. So for Kat, you sang backup for various artists, including Alicia Keys, Kesha, and My Chemical Romance. What was it like working with them?
Oh my God. It was like the time of my life. I was this tiny little, like very short, very young backup singer in the midst of like the people that I grew up loving. Because I, like you, I really love like the team behind the work. And I really enjoyed working with Patty Jenkins and
Oh, yes.
Michael McElroy and a bunch of like just heavy hitters. Did you ever see I don't know if you guys have ever watched the movie 30 Feet from Stardom, but it featured all those people. And so
Nice.
It was for that time, but I got to work for Liza Minnelli in her house for a couple of years. That was really cool.
Oh, wow.
After doing a bunch of these after doing a bunch of these concerts, I like briefly worked with her in her house while she was getting married to David Guest. And I went out to dinner with her a bunch of times. Just the whole world is so, when you're a person who loves the behind the scenes band members and stuff, it was like a whirlwind. And going on tour with Kesha was Kesha was like my favorite artist at the time. I'm like, I need this gig, dream gig. She was so cool, and she's very down to earth and insanely smart about her work.
Nice. So now, how did sharing your musical taste and working together transition into landing on Sesame Street?
Well, when we met, we were in college, and again, like I said, I wanted to be a pop songwriter, so I would be in the studio a lot, and I would hire Kat to do vocals, and her and I just kind of clicked right away, and we realized that we had a love of the same kind of irreverent, silly music, and we really loved theme songs, like the Full House theme song and
Oh yeah.
and all the
Yes.
TGIF. Like we were like, we want to do that. And at the time, theme songs really weren't a thing. You know, we were in college in 2000 to 2003, and you know, like TV theme songs, like always in the animation world, it was there, but what we knew and what we grew up with, the TGIF, didn't exist, and we're like, damn, that would be a great job. So how it came about with Sesame Street, I'm gonna actually let Kat take this because she got the call from Sesame Street.
Yeah, I had written a theme song for a friend, and he was working with Sesame Street at the time, and we randomly got a call to do a toy and then be on the show. We had someone at Sesame had like taken a real interest in us, and they were just like, hey, like we got a call from like one of the producers of the show. They're like, hey, you're assigned this song, blah, blah. And it was so exciting because it felt like it felt like we were on our dream gig at the time, because we were heavily into jingles at the time. And ever since then, they've just been calling us, thank goodness.
Yeah.
They still call us. Yeah.
Nice.
So before getting to work on it, do you both grew up watching Sesame Street at all?
Oh my God, yes, of course, of course.
It's very different from the world it is now, where there's so much content, and like my kids and our kids and our friends' kids don't have to watch, you know, either Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers. That being said, Sesame Street is one of like the most obviously heavy hitters still to this day. But one of my favorite scenes from this show was, and I still think about it like all the time, a container of milk, a loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that episode, and
Yes.
I think about it still to this day because the music was so good. And the message was like, you know, kids, you can do this, you can remember something. So it still sticks with us. All the good music from it. What was the pinball episode?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
Classic.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely grew up with Sesame Street, and what was pretty cool is as we started working more and more on the show, and when we got married and had kids, our kids, not through any of our influence, either through a friend or they started singing our songs that we wrote like 6 years before they were even born, and we're just like, holy moly, that's amazing.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Benny really loved Number of the Day, especially.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do love that song. And our wedding song was a Sesame Street song.
Wow.
We had written a song called Two Little Rocks, where Zoe's pet rock, Rocco, was getting married.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
Oh my god!
It was and it was like a very
God.
sweet episode too.
It was, yes.
Like it was this very serious song, and we did it on purpose. Like we did this song so seriously on purpose to like be be juxtaposed on top of this silly wedding. And when it came time to pick our song, we were like, okay, Sesame Street's a big part of our lives, and you know, I always imagined that we'd maybe write our own wedding song. So it was like, oh, let's do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
good times.
So, out of curiosity, do the two of you have a favorite Sesame Street character?
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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, I do. For me, it's like my alter ego Grover. I think Grover
Yes.
Yes.
favorite. When I was a kid, though, I really loved Snuffy. Snuffy was and then of course Ernie. But I would say now I just love how zany Grover is. How about you?
Yes. Growing up, I loved the aliens. The nope.
Oh,
yes.
Yep. I used to like flip out when they came on. But
Oh, and the Honkers. Love the Honkers.
Yes,
the
love the
Honkers.
Honkers, yeah.
I love Abby Cadabby the most because I feel like her and me
Aw.
thing. And we love
Yeah.
Leslie Carrera Rudolph because she's
Oh yes.
She's
one of
like,
the most talented people I can
oh my
think of
God,
in the whole
I
world.
love her with all my heart.
Yeah, she,
So do we.
yeah, her and her husband Paul Rudolph are previous guests of ours. They were
Yeah,
wonderful.
Paul is the maestro. I call him maestro. I love
He
him.
really is.
Uh,
And then like recently we did a song for what is the Fly My I'm sorry, I'm like blanking right now. What's the Fly My Soup guy's name? The guy who did the
Blue,
Blue.
and Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
yeah.
We
Yes.
did
Oh my
we
god.
did an episode that was really a funny musical episode. It was all about different types of music and different types of fruits and vegetables. And we did a version. All the songs were very serious. We had like a salsa song. We did a pop song, and then this was JP's idea. When he got on, he was supposed to sing a song. What was the song that you wrote? It was so good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this, yes, it was, I think, season 51 or I don't know, a couple years ago. And I don't know, I made him sing a heavy metal song. Like, and he screamed, and like I did the guitar solos, and
It was like no. So now he's become one of my favorite characters for that reason.
So, do you remember the very first song the two of you wrote together for Sesame Street?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it was a turd. It was a turd, you know. Well, not all of them are hits. And it wasn't anybody's fault. It was called the Get Up and Go Dance for the letter G. It was with Zoe and Elmo. And the reason why is that it was just, you know, Zoe is an amazing character, but her range is like this. So it's hard to sing that way. So I don't know. It wasn't my favorite, but it still holds a place in my heart because that was the first one we did.
It wasn't Zoe. Because Zoe, we've done so many songs since, and she's like killed them. It's not that, in my opinion. In my opinion, it was that we were so early into our careers at the time that like we did what we thought was right at the time, but like obviously as composers that are just coming up, we have come so far since that like that time feels to me, that song feels that way, even though it's
maybe it's not a turd. It's just that, again, it's just one of the younger songs that we've done. And you know, I'm sure you guys, like your first podcast, you probably listen back and be like, oh, I could have done that so much better. I guess that's how we feel.
yeah
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
So, are there any songs you both wrote for Sesame that stick out as some of your favorites?
For me, I would say one of my favorite songs that we've ever been a part of was Try a Little Kindness.
Oh
with
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I just love the message of it, and it was one of the songs that just came out exactly the way that we wanted it to come out, and it's still like up there for me for sure.
Oh yeah, Tori Kelly was like one of our favorite artists at the time, and it still is. But when you have to step into an artist's brain when you write a song, especially for a celebrity who's well known, because it's very easy to like write a song that is slightly off of their own persona, and not only will it not come out great, but it will not sound like them, and they may not really enjoy singing it. So we really try to make something that they would enjoy singing. But she extra killed it because she's saying, just like our brains, she's saying exactly how we thought she was going to sing it, but she cared. But that's not my favorite song. It's my second favorite song. My favorite song is Friends with the Penguin, that Billy Porter.
Oh yes.
Oh my god. That's another thing. Like I wanted to do a song that, like, we want to do a song that was very Billy Porter, because we've been fans of his since before Love's on the Way. My friend Peter Zizzo, who's another really
Oh yeah, Peter Zizzo was a previous guest of ours too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you know how talented he is.
Oh yeah.
He had written with his wife Tina, had written Love Is on the Way for Billy Porter.
Nope.
What?
They wrote it for Celine Dion. Billy Porter covered it.
Billy Porter demoed it.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he had his own, obviously his version I think came out after his. Forgive me if I'm incorrect on this, but he did it for the First Wives soundtrack. And he played it for me a long time ago. And I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I've been a fan of his at least at that time. So when he was on Sesame Street, I'm like, we got to do this right. He wore, not only was it, I feel like the song came out really nicely, but he wore the Met Gala gown to that shoot. Like that's what he wore in the shoot. And I mean, that is iconic, but also like, it was funny because the dress was like very, very heavy and it came late and they had to do it very quickly, shoot it very quickly. And he was such a pro on all of it that it made me like love him even more.
Absolutely.
Definitely. One of my favorite songs that the two of you co-wrote was Brushy Brush.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's the one that our kids still like at night. Sesame put that song into a toothbrush, so we bought the toothbrush, and
oh wow,
now they use it to brush their teeth. So it's that is definitely one of those staple songs that we're proud of. We love the fact that it's gotten such a response.
And like it's 2 minutes long, so that kids can use that entire song to brush their teeth. And I mean, talking to some other parents, I think they use it. Like I'm surprised that they still use it after all this time.
Yeah, and the Jonas Brothers covered it on Not Too Late Show with Elmo too, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
that was very cool.
Yeah,
love them.
Yeah. Were you both done for songs? It's amazing. And few of my favorite songs you guys wrote, Letter of the Day, Number of the Day, the Almost Got the Moves.
Oh yeah, Almost Got the Moves.
That was
a great one.
And the Criaser to Amigo.
Oh
yeah, with Romeo Santos.
With Romeo Santos, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did you both wrote the Friends parody for Father's Day?
We did a different Father's Day song. Did you say Friends parody?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we did a Father's Day song 4 or 5 years ago. We actually wrote it. That song was written when we found out that we were pregnant with my daughter.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I keep saying my,
That's
but
fine.
Sorry. I know, because
I get it.
something like that.
Oh yeah.
With our daughter. And while we were writing it, we were like, oh, this is really sweet. It was like the perfect song to be assigned at that time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. One of my favorites is one from season 51, Lazy Days. It was the episode with the turtles. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See, turtles are my favorite animal
Yes.
ever. They're like my spirit animal because like sometimes I tell Kat, like if I get like anxious or something, I'll feel like a turtle without a shell, like that's naked. So I love turtles, and yeah, that was a really, really, really fun episode to do.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful
The way
episode.
that set was made, oh my God. All the
Oh,
colors,
yes.
things hanging from there was like ribbons hanging from the ceiling. And the
Mm.
song was fun to write too. Turtles and birds, like, oh yeah.
Well, there was 4 of them that we did. On that
Mhm.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that song
Nice.
was really, really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we do like those.
Yep, one of my favorites from that season. Now, going back to celebrities, who were some of your favorite celebrity guests to write for?
Oh my
many.
goodness.
Actually, mine, and can I take this one? Is that okay?
Sure.
This is not for Sesame specifically, but we work on Baby Shark show on Nickelodeon. And
Yes.
the crazy jump, the crazy gamble that Nickelodeon put into this, and I think it was a wonderful move, was to have Cardi B on it, because Cardi B
Yes, I remember that.
a fan of the show. So she had posted something with her singing or dancing to Baby Shark, and so they invited her on the show. She came, and we wrote a song for her called "The Sea We Sway," and she came on the show, and she like really put effort into it, because like celebrities, you just assume sometimes that like this is a kid's show, they're gonna I guess that's a pessimistic view, a way of saying that, but like I haven't found that anybody has actually not cared about, celebrities have not cared. So maybe I'm being proven wrong. But Cardi B killed it. She sang it exactly how we imagined her singing it. And we got her to like, oh, there was a second verse. Oh my gills, you're so crazy. Check your skills. You amazing. And she did her thing on the song. And she put so much attitude. And she had her daughter and her husband at the time. She had her husband and her daughter on the song as well, and the show. So
Nice.
that's my favorite celebrity.
Nice. Going back to Sesame a little bit, you also wrote the song for Wendy Williams when Elmo was on.
Yeah.
I listened to Williams since she was on the radio, like since her like first day on her show. She's so good. That was like the time when we were like, we did it. we're real like composers now. I felt like going on this show, and we got to go to the set and watch it being performed with like choreographed moves, and everything was so cool.
Yeah. Loved
You
it.
feel like that too?
Absolutely. That, and then we also around the same time we did a song for Emerald Lagasse with Elmo.
Yeah.
And we went there as well. And I forgot, it was about like, I don't know, cooking and cleaning up dishes or something. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, those are always fun to work with celebrities, because they're just, your inner child's like, oh my God, this is really cool. We're in the same room working with these people, so very cool.
So for Wendy Williams was like, her like thing that she always says is, how you doing? And so the song was like, how you doing? How you doing? And like we got all her kind of catchphrases in there. Like there was a line where we're like, oh, allegedly. It was so fun to do, because I have been a fan forever.
Definitely. Now you mentioned working on the outreach projects. What would you say goes into writing a song covering, such a serious topic?
I would say what's wonderful about that for us as composers, we get to write the lyrics on that too, on some of those. So some of the Sesame Street regular episode songs, the lyrics are done by the writers and we do the music. So I really love the faith that they put in us as lyric writers to convey the messages of, you know, the directors and everybody involved. I would say that they're more heavier topics, so we tend to take off our silly hat a little bit, and we try to really focus our energies in creating the best song to convey the message of the special.
Yeah, and to add on to what JP's saying, it many times the underscore and the songs give kids the emotions that would sort of be a little bit almost inappropriate to talk about with kids. Like they can say certain things, but for example, with gun violence, you can't, you would never say like, oh, this person was killed or shot or anything, but the emotions that they have in it can be portrayed perfectly, accurately without having to take anything back, because they're feeling all those emotions, and they're going through things that are like way beyond what they maybe should be having to go through at that time. And so it's with that music, you can really like tap into what they're actually feeling, whereas that may not be possible lyrically.
Right.
So your work composing together on Sesame eventually led to other children's projects. Can you talk about some of the other kids shows? I know we kind of brought up Baby Shark earlier, but what were some of the other kids shows you've had the pleasure of writing for?
Oh yeah, we've done a lot. Sesame Street was definitely the first, and that springboarded us into other places. We worked on Blazing the Monster Machines for Nickelodeon. With our great friend P.T. Walkley, we worked on Blue's Clues and You, and Bobby's Dollhouse, which is so fun to be on. We worked on the new Teletubbies that's out. One of our recent projects right now, that part of the first episode came out, but there'll be more. It's called Princess Power on Netflix. So we did all the songs with our good friend Alana Da Fonseca, and we did the underscore as well, which was a lot of fun to be have complete control over the music, which doesn't always happen. Usually we're doing either songs or score, and to be able to do both was fantastic. We've done 101 Dalmatian Street for Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Tab Time. I want to talk about Tab Time. Tab Time is a show that's right now it's on I think YouTube or YouTube Originals. And Tabitha Brown is like a reincarnate of Mr. Rogers, and the show is just so fantastic and so beautiful. The messages, everything about that show we absolutely adore, and we implore everybody to check it out, because it's just got the heart and soul of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but just set into a more modern sense. So that's like one of our favorites to work on.
Yeah, I really enjoy her too. She's very heavily involved in it, in all aspects of it, and it makes her personality. She started on YouTube as a vegan chef, and she really kids watched her a lot, and obviously now she has a line at Target as well, and she's so colorful and fun, and she starts out in real life, a real life setting, and then she puts on these shoes in the imagination section of the show, the segment rather, and then all of a sudden she explodes into an animated version of herself when we go into the animated world, and she can kind of cover it all, and she covers one topic in many different ways in each episode, and it's really nice. She's had episodes about growth, as personally, psychologically, emotionally. It's really a wonderful show.
Nice.
So another song you both co-wrote was the song "You Can't Spell Blue Without You," celebrating the 25th anniversary of Nick Jr.'s Blues Clues. What's it like, to write that song?
It was so much fun. PT Walkley, again, really great friend, really amazing composer. Give us a call and, asked us to collaborate. And just the fact that it was including all three hosts of Blues Clues, and it was on the 25th anniversary, and we were so lucky to have it played at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So we got to
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
witness it with our
Wonderful.
kids, and it was fantastic. I love the song, and I really loved the show. Obviously we're a little bit too old to have grown up with Blues Clues, but we were aware of it. And I love the reincarnation of the show as Blues Clues and You as well.
Definitely. Blues Clues is aside from Sesame Street, of course, Blues Clues is another show that I grew up watching a lot.
Oh,
as
Yeah.
Same here. Blues Clues. I remember watching Blues Clues a lot, and fan of that show. So it's an amazing show.
And it still works now.
Yeah.
With Blues Clues and You.
Amazing reboot.
Did you guys cry when you watched them come back on?
Yes.
Apparently,
yeah.
Kind of,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It made me cry. Actually, watching.
Yeah. I loved when Steve talked to the camera and
Oh.
Yes.
Gosh. Yes.
Pulling at the heartstrings.
Especially I don't know if you two have seen it, but the movie that just came out, Blues Big City Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. Love that they brought all three hosts together for that.
Yes, great movie.
Amazing.
Yeah, so good. So good.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So the two of you also start your own music production facility, Earworm Music. Can you, both talk about how that was launched and what the facility specializes in?
Sure. So we have been working together for a gazillion years. And as we started to get more and more shows to work on, which is fantastic, we had to expand a little bit. So we, started Earworm, and it's mainly Kat and I. But occasionally when we get jammed up, we hire some great composers to work alongside us. And we also use it as a facility for helping young budding composers. So we will hire interns right out of college to kind of learn the process of composing for television, that we're really passionate about giving back in that respect.
And we end up hiring them.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've hired several of them for some of our projects. Aside from that, we are also content creators and writers. So we've been working on new musical projects with our own IPs that we plan to launch in the next year or so. So yeah,
Nice.
Earworm's kind of evolving as we going.
Awesome.
Very nice.
It's pretty great for having in our other house. I was working in the laundry room, and JP, we were working in a tiny little bedroom. So it's nice to have a space now.
Yeah.
So aside from composing, you both also vocal coach artists and actors. What's that like?
I'm going to correct you. I have the worst voice ever. I absolutely can vocal coach, but Kat is the singer and, just vocal guru. So she handles that.
I love doing that because I love artists, and especially we've been working with artists that we really enjoy and respect. And I think my first celebrity person I ever vocal coached was Joss Stone, and she's got she's got her stuff together. She doesn't need a coach, but it was nice to say to say hey, this is you, but right now, especially with voice actors and people who don't like have not been recording and listening to themselves a lot, not Joss, but this is you, and this thing that you just recorded right here, you know, you're singing it like that, and if you were in concert, that would be different, but on a recording, maybe this isn't coming out like, you know, it would in concert. So you have to do it differently, right, when you're recording. Right now I coach Keiko, Glenn on Baby Shark. I got to coach Michael, what's his last name, Loyer, from Hamilton, and he is Baby Shark. What's the guy's name? What's his name? Sorry, I'm blanking.
He plays Wavy Jones.
Wavy Jones. He's so good. He had such a fun thing. He was actually nominated for an Emmy for that, for his performance on Baby Shark's Big Show.
Wow.
Nice.
It was so cool because he's so good at what he does, right? But he's like made a character for the show. So he's got the whole thing. And we got to record him on a song called It's Time to Clean Up. We try, like, our kids try to get Alexa to play that, and you have to say, like, Baby Shark's big, it's time to clean up from Baby Shark's Big Show. Okay, so it's hard to say that, but it was so cool to record him because he's so good at what he does, and he has so much of a vocal palette that to do Wavy Jones, he just had to keep going. His voice was like, that was his character, right? His voice literally waves up and down, and then he sings, and he goes into singing. He starts to call out, and then he goes back into singing. That was cool. We also got to be on Michael Bublé. We did a Christmas song with him, and which ended up on his Christmas special as like the beginning of his Christmas special. He did an entire music video around it. It was so cool. He got to go to like Hollywood studios and like record, film the area where he was, the Tower of Terror hotel, I think it was. Like he like did a music video all in that section. And he called me while he was recording it, and he was like, "Hey, what is this note for this?" And I got to like talk to him. That was really cool too. But I really enjoyed vocal coaching for artists because like you really get to know them,
Right?
You know, I really enjoy it. Yeah.
So what would you like to say to those who have watched or listening who have been supported the projects you both worked on over the years?
Thank you. Thank you. You know, as a composer, it sometimes feels like you know, when you're writing stuff and doing stuff that like it goes on, not that our shows, how do I say this? It feels like you're alone and that like you don't matter until people like, it's nice having people like, you know, write to us on Instagram or like on our socials, and say, "Hey, I've been watching this show." Like people, I did vocal stuff for Pokemon, and people like have been, every time it comes out, they're like, "Oh, hey, I gotta, you know, I saw it, I really love it," and it's really nice. It really feels really nice to know that people are listening and you know what they really enjoy. So I don't know. I just want to say thanks for following us. Like it feels unreal that people will like the fact that we even got nominated for an Emmy feels so wild, but like to get one felt like, wow, people really care, and it feels so just, I don't know, it feels warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. If people would like to connect with the two of you, where can people find you?
You can find us at our website, which is earwormny.com, and our socials. I think Instagram. I'm not good at this stuff, but I think it's earwormny for Instagram.
Yep.
And hers is Kat R Singh.
Yeah, mine is Kat Rende, and JP's is actually
No,
he's got a personal one.
Yeah, Earworm NY. Yeah, see, we gotta get better at our socials. We're working on it. It's just been we've been really busy with all of these projects that we're on. And it's kind of difficult.
Understandable, totally understandable.
No worries at all. And and the website and the socials will be in the description down below, so people can check out the website and connect with you and follow. So
Nice. So nice. So to end this off, so of course this podcast is called Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. When you think of nostalgia, what do you think of, or in your own words, how would you define the word nostalgia?
It's funny that you say that, because what's interesting about nostalgia and music together is that a song can just bring you back. And I find many times that if I'm hearing a song from, a decade, we were born in the 80s or 90s, and it'll just bring me right back to everything that was popular at the time. So when I was a real little kid, I remember Saturday morning cartoons, and I remember after these messages, we'll be right back,
Yes, oh my God.
Yes.
So,
yes.
or like the owl from the Tootsie Pop, like, so.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But
How about that?
what
my
I
God.
think nostalgia is a time capsule to your youth, and I think it's a beautiful.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I love that. Like TikTok is having a moment with it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that. Oh my God.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's wonderful.
Yeah. Did people really not know where their children were at 10 p.m.? And then like some of them didn't, because you're like, go out and come back when it's time to go to bed. Just like stay out for a while. We all did. But like, by the way, nostalgia for me, it feels very different because I have like some weird ADHD like memory issues. And so those like nostalgia, like especially when it comes back and it's like, you see something or you hear something, but like it literally brings back memories that I would have definitely let go. It would have just faded into the sea of non-remembrance. And it's nice. So nostalgia and shows like yours like really help. What's up?
What's up, Bob?
They knew right away.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Bob Uncle. How you doing, man?
What's up?
What's up, dude?
Thought I surprise you. Thought I
Appearance.
surprise you.
Yeah, it's amazing. So good to see you, Bob.
How are these guys?
They're
Amazing.
I thought you were talking.
Either or.
I love these guys. They're fantastic.
Aw, thank you.
Really good
Thank
show. I just love everything that you guys are doing, all of you, and Bob. You know how much I love you. So yeah, I just love bringing up the past of stuff from our youth. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, well, JP and
Awesome.
Kat, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. This was great.
Yes,
fun.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
so much.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Bob, bye.
you.
Bye.
All right,
Take care.
later, guys.
Bye,
All
everyone.
right, take care, JP and Kat. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. No, that was fun. And
that was
Bob, thank you so
fun.
much for hopping in.
You got it.
Yes.
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 I feel like JP and I have like a romance or something.
Yeah.
I can see that. I could see that. I mean, you two have become such good friends because they were previously on your show, the DJ Bob show.
And also,
Check out that
really-
interview, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
A really
Yeah.
good interview.
check out that interview with them, and ours too. If you want to go back and watch it again, do it. So,
Yes.
You should just do a JP and Kat binge if you want to do them back to back. just
pretty
do
much,
it.
you could
Yeah.
do that. That'd
Yes.
be fun.
But it's goodbye from us as well.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yes, we absolutely enjoyed our time with JP and Kat Rende, and of course DJ Bob as a guest.
Some
He's-
weirdo. Yeah.
for the for those who haven't seen our other interviews, Bob, we interviewed him previously, and he's also hopped in on a few.
And I think
interviews.
I'll be back fairly soon. if memory
Fairly
serves.
soon.
Yeah, as of taping, because as of taping, we're taping this in May, and then I think in June, we will schedule another interview with Bob.
Yay!
So keep on the lookout for that. But
So, that'll be coming soon.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's always, what do we say, Jake?
Keep nostalgia alive. See you next time. Take care. See you next time. From great episodes more to come. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show interview. Be sure to follow Jake and the crew on social media and stream the show wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And as always, remember to keep nostalgia alive. Bye-bye.